Hello, I would like to welcome you to my website. I have recorded this particular video that you are listening to right now as an introduction to my website and to explain to you, myself, what these videos are about and what they represent. But first of all, I want to make this very clear. I am not a conspiracy nutter. I am not into conspiracies. I am not one of these Alex Jones InfoWars cuckoo people that deny school shootings or people who deny the COVID pandemic and even try to say that there was never a pandemic ever in human history. It boggles my mind that people can actually speak the words or even suggest that there has never been a pandemic in human history. Completely boggles my mind. This also includes these anti-vaxxers that would try to say that vaccines don't work and have never worked. Here is a list of pandemics that have occurred in human history that have been recorded, and it's just a few of them. The 1918 Spanish influenza pandemic, influenza AH1N1, death toll 17 to 100 million. Percentage of the population lost globally, 1 to 5.4%. Keeping in mind the population of the Earth back in 1918 was significantly less than what it is today, and this occurred during the years of 1918 to 1920. Location, of course, worldwide. Next we have plague of Justiniania, bubonic plague, death toll between 15 to 100 million, which was 25 to 26% of the European population at the time. The years that this took place was between 541 to 549. The location, North Africa, Europe, and Western Asia. The world at the time. Number 3, HIV/AIDS pandemic, 44 million as of 2025. And of course, everyone who got it died. Though we do have treatments for it now, it's still, a lot of people still die. Years, 1981 to present day. Location, worldwide. Black Death, bubonic plague, 25 to 50 million, 30 to 60% of European population. The years 1346 to 1353. Location, Europe, Asia, and North Africa. Number 5, COVID-19 pandemic. Disease COVID-19, or in other words, SARS-2. Death toll, 7.1 to 36.5 million as of 2025. I'm not quite sure it's 36.5 million, more like 10, I think. But years 2019 to present, and of course worldwide. Coccolizalty. I'll pronounce that. That is COCOLIZTLI. Epidemic of 1545 to 1548. Once again, that word COCLIZTLI, caused by an unidentified pathogen. Death toll 5 to 15 million, 27 to 28% of Mexican population between the years of 1545 and 1548. Mexico, Antonini plague, smallpox or measles 5 to 10 million. 25 to 33% of Roman population between the years 165 and 180, possibly up to 190. Location, the Roman Empire. 1520, Mexico smallpox epidemic. Disease, smallpox. Death toll, 5 to 8 million. 23 to 37% of Mexican population. Years 1519 to 1520. Location, Mexico. And there's a heck of a lot more of these pandemics. Now, folks, global immunization efforts have saved at least 154 million lives over the past 50 years. That's a lot of lives. It amazes and sickens me that people try to spread the narrative that vaccines don't work, or that, in the case of the influenza vaccine and all vaccines prior to the COVID vaccine, somehow caused autism, despite all the studies that have been done that have indicated that the vaccines do not cause autism. Stupidities like it's made from dead babies just gets into the minds of some very not thinking people, not possessing critical thinking, and their minds are just ripe for someone to take advantage of. And that's where we get to Trump. Donald Trump. Folks, the first time Donald Trump ran for the American presidency, and by the way, I'm Canadian, born and grown up all my life in Canada, I thought that Trump would be good for the American people. He was a businessman, and maybe that's what they needed for a while. But keep in mind, I didn't do any examination of Donald Trump the man, his politics, things he said, yada yada da. And I will lay you odds, and we know there were a lot of people in the States that didn't do any critical examination of who and what Trump was and what he represented. The kinds of people who supported him. Any man as president who would say, don't worry about this disease, by next week it'll be yesterday's news. And then once the reality of what's going on hits, he talks about drinking Clorox bleach and shining a light down their throat. All while Dr. Fauci slaps himself in the head in disbelief on live television. I will never forget that. Donald Trump mishandled so many things during his first term in office that leaders around the world lost respect for the United States. In Russia, they were actually concerned that Trump might start a nuclear war. As a result, one of the top generals of the Joint Chiefs contacted his counterpart in Russia and assured the Russians that he and the Joint Chiefs would never allow Trump to start a nuclear war. So this was a serious issue. And then we go to January the 6th and Trump's attempted coup d'etat, act of insurrection, lying about election fraud, claiming to have actually won the American election, but knowing full well, and his own people knew, and his family knew, he was just making this up to try to stay in power. Trump involved some very dangerous and fascist organizations, the Proud Boys, and many others. Well, as we know, Biden gets into office, he starts undoing the damage that Trump caused, inflicted. But what does the American voter do? They re-elect Trump. Oh dear God. And what does Trump do during his speech after he is sworn in? He attacks LGBTQNS people, specifically trans people, takes away affirmative action from them. Keep in mind, Trump already stacked the deck in the American Supreme Court so that Roe versus Wade, the landmark decision that gave women the right of abortion, could be overruled, removed. What's going to be next with this man? He's going to attack gay marriage. Trump's second administration is right with fascist ideals, and that is dangerous. You will find that my videos are sarcastic, but angry. The earlier videos are not as well done, but one thing that all these videos, the point they're trying to get across is Trump needs to be removed from office. He needs to be impeached. And J.D. Vance, the way Trump and J.D. Vance treated the president of Ukraine, disgusting. Trump's administration's withdrawal of military support for Ukraine, disgusting. Because if Ukraine falls, Russia will just walk over Ukraine and then walk over the rest of Europe. Russia wants to rebuild the former Soviet Union. Never dealt that. And Trump is enabling it. Well, I hope you enjoyed my videos. Remember to hit like, leave a few comments, and enjoy.